Well, welcome back to another video. First, I guess by some of the reactions I got and losing subscribers, which when you don't have very many, losing a couple hurts pretty good. With the last video, we were trying to get it started. Obviously, it didn't happen, but that's life. Things happen. I had every intention of trying to get it to start. It just wasn't going to happen. I could have delayed the video and try to get more parts and just kept dragging it out, but there was enough there that I figured I need to push it out. And like I told you from the beginning, this is the good and the bad. You get to see what doesn't work and what does work, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So apologies if it made you mad, and I guess if you unsubscribed, you unsubscribed. But if anybody was disappointed, I think I was more than anybody else. So is what it is. Moving on. You can't make everybody happy, so whatever. This go around, this is just straight to trying to get this freaking motor to run. Ordered some parts, got a new starter. We're putting that on. Got a fuel pump rebuild kit, got a carburetor rebuild kit, and I got a line coming so I can make a solid line from the carb to the fuel pump. We'll get all that installed. And I got some new spark plugs, even though we had spark before. We'll get that a little fresh tune up, and hopefully we can get this thing to start. So at least that's the plan. I mean, that's the plan for this video. So if it doesn't, I don't know. I have to find somebody to come help me. But in all actuality, we have this, and this. We should be able to get it to go. So I guess worst case, if it doesn't, then it falls back onto the timing of the distributor. And with those types of setups with these, it's like the diver's helmet, I think is what they call it, or something. You can't tune them on the car. They have to have a special machine. So worst case, if that is the problem, which if this other stuff doesn't work, it's got to be that. We'll take that off with all the wires and the cage, the wiring looms, all that kind of stuff, and we'll send it to Vintage Auto Garage. They'll probably go ahead and have them do an electronic conversion on that. They'll put new wires and everything and get that 100% timed and everything. We should bolt it on. It should be perfect. So that's worst case, but that is our option. And if it does come to that, it is what it is. It's upgraded. We're good to go. So maybe. All right, let's I'll get the starter in, get the headers back on, and I'll rebuild the fuel pump, the carburetor. Fuel pump, I'll probably show you that pretty quick. The carburetor, there's like a 5-part series I'll tell you about later. Somebody rebuilt them step by step on YouTube already. There's no reason for me to do it when that's already there, and it's quite helpful. So I'm not gonna waste your time on that. Let's get at it. Me. Here we go. Oh man. New starter's in. Super nice. So that's going to be good. New spark plugs. We got a fuel pump rebuild kit, and we have the carb rebuild kit. I have the oil draining now. So we'll let that drain out. I'll go ahead and pull off the fuel pump, get that rebuilt, and get that put back on, and then I'll do the carb, get that back on, and one step closer. So fingers crossed. That was good for it. Good thing I have another one of those. All right, let's see how we got here. All right, there's the spring. There's the pocket. So, they used a kind of gasket maker and crap on this thing. There we go. That just pops into that little groove. All right, well, that doesn't look bad in there. Oh, they used all kinds of RTV sealant and stuff on this. Ooh, I think that's a homemade gasket too. Sure looks like it. Yep, it is. You can tell how rough it is. All right. So I think my main concern when we were trying to start it before, we were getting leakage through here So more than likely, it was just trying to pump, and it was going back down through here and then going back down into the oil, which is not good. So hopefully this rebuild kit will fix that issue. I mean, these are pretty basic. If I could take that spring off first. Yeah, let's take that spring out. We're not going to reuse that. All right, so now we should have tension off of that. Okay. All right, so now if you see here, we have that pin right there. So we're just going to hit it out right before we get to the end of it. We'll hold it so we can pull this lever out. Bing! There's the little pin. I don't know if we get a new pin or not. Maybe. If not, let's put it there. All right. So now with this, inside of this is a hook. We're going to push the spring down, and we're going to try to get this. I wonder if we can see. It's pretty straight. Push that down, and we just have to find the right hook spot for it to get out of there. See if I can see it at all. Yep, I can see it. There we go. So there's our hook. So when it's like this, take that off. This will go through, and that hooks into the little hook right there. See that? So we're not reusing that. We won't reuse this. Inside of this housing was just the spring. That's it. So this part's stripped down. We have a new spring, so we'll set that aside. Leave that in there. We have a new one of those. We'll set that aside. We have a new gasket. Let's get that out. We have a new spring. We have that. We have a new diaphragm. Yeah, this looks a little worn out. There's a little crimp right there. Well, hopefully this is what the problem is. There's a base there. We do have a new one of those springs, so we'll take that out. There's our upper housing. There's everything covered in gasoline. Guess it needed to be cleaned anyway. All right, so our top housing. Let's see, underneath, you can kind of see our two, I guess it's like our little diaphragms, filters. We'll just note the way that they go, and based off of our inlets and outlets. So we'll put this one facing in, and we'll take that one facing up. There was movement. There we go. Get those out. All right. So now we're clean. All right. I'm going to clean these 3 things up real good. Let them dry, and then I'll see you back here in a second. So this is the homemade gasket that was on there. It's not right inside, which really doesn't matter that much, but we're going to make a new one. I was going to order one, and like I said, it was $9, $10 to ship it. That ain't happening. I was kind of worried that I didn't have the gasket material that was okay for fuel to touch. But where this is at, this is below the diaphragm. So if fuel's touching here, I have bigger issues. So not too worried about it. Let's do our spots there. And what are we doing? I think we're just gonna make a spot here, kind of round that out, and should be okay, I guess. All right, well, let's cut it out. It's somewhere close. I do have this gasket making kit, which is pretty cool. All different sizes for doing our circles or whatever. So this should work out pretty well. Get that where we need it. I don't know how hard you have to hit. Not too hard, I guess. Let's just knock the back side of this a little bit. Here we go. Perfect circle. Oh, missed it. Almost. Let's stick it back on there. There we go. I heard it pop. Or I thought it did. Let's put it back over this side. Here she blows. Perfect there. Let's do our outside. I could use scissors on this stuff. This is like not even cork. I don't know what this is. Ooh. Well, that'll work. I'm a little crooked, but it'll work, right? Well, I figured while everything's off, I'll go ahead and replace the gasket on this little stack. And we'll put that there. That there. Let's see. I got the push rod in it. Oh, there we go. So there's our push rod. I'll clean that off. Actually, I'm going to clean this real quick. So when the motor turns, it pushes this up and down, which takes that little lever arm of the fuel pump and fluts the bladder and then pushes it through. So let me clean this up real quick. All right, we got this cleaned up. Let's get us a fresh new gasket on here. Very carefully. Go on. Go into your home without tearing. Go all the way down. Are you down? Yep. Now you can see this, we got kind of messy. I didn't want to paint it and then make it look really good because I'm going to leave the rest of the motor. I'm going to clean it up, but I'm not going to change the paint because I want it to be kind of worn, like it just got pulled out of a barn, you know, back in the 50s or 60s from it running back in the 30s, 40s, whatever. So eventually we might paint the whole thing and make it look pretty. I wonder if I need some lock washers on that. That seems like that's, I don't know how it would seal properly. And if it's wrong, I can always remove them. I figured that would give me some clamping force, wouldn't you think? Especially if that's where it was leaking at before. Just kind of rotate sides here. Now, let me know your thoughts on this. So, growing up, and even when I was in the military, that was 20 years ago or whatever. You know, anytime I bought mechanics tools, anything like that, it was always Craftsman. You know, the warranty is great on them and everything else. But have you noticed on a lot of the newer stuff, you can be in the middle of it, and then this will automatically switch, and then it'll lock up a lot of times, and you can't get it undone. Have you all noticed any of that with the Craftsman stuff? I don't know. I've had trouble with a lot of them, and I've had to take them back and get them swapped out, but I don't think it's what it used to be. I might be wrong, but let's get this bad boy back together. Nice and clean. There. Nice and clean. Where else? So I pulled out our kit, and luckily enough, it had the gasket that we needed. I mean, hey, that's pretty close. I mean, mine's a little egg-shaped, but I mean, it's not too bad. See what we got that way, if you can tell. Hey, it's pretty close, but we're going to use theirs. Let's just throw that out of the way. Okay. New screen, new gasket, new springs, everything else. Let's see what we got here. We got our oiler. So we have our all-in-one oil. I'll show you what we use that for. Nothing crazy, but it helps a few little spots that we need. So I guess the spring and stuff is last. I guess we need to work on this piece here. Put those in. So here's our outlets. So we got two little gaskets. So we can put those in without crimping them. Maybe. Oh, so gentle. Oop, there we go. Okay. Got that down. That one's down everywhere. Okay. Let me see something here real quick. Just a little socket that fits the head of it so we can knock those down properly. So let's get that on there. Where's my hammer? Where's my hammer? Here we go. Looks like that's down all the way. Will the upper one work that way? I need a little bit bigger one for the upper one. So for the bottom one to help it go in, I had a 1/2 inch. And for the upper one, so it can slide into the groove, there we have 9/16. So there, put that into there. That looks like that's, check that side, it looks like that's down. Might need to go down a little bit on that side. We got the short, where's the short screwdriver? Just kind of hit this over edge here. There we go. That popped it in. Make sure we're pretty even. Yep, we're even there. Make sure this one's good. Okay. So now we're in. Good. Get that out of the way. See, what do we need to do now? At the arm, that's the upper part. I guess we could put our spring and everything on through here. Got our spring there, and that doesn't fit. That's great. Not the right one. Oh yeah, that one's a little smaller. That's the one we need. Hopefully all this other stuff works. That's a little small too. That's not good. Yep, dang it. Well, let's make sure the diaphragms are okay. Let me think here. That goes back to that part. Nope, dang it. Well, see how the rest of this stuff lines up. All right, well, our screen is the one that came with it is too small. So I cleaned off the other one real good. I can see through it, everything. There's no gunk in it. So we're going to reuse that. Same thing with the cork gasket's a little small. So we're going to reuse our other one. There's no tears. It's still flexible. That's good. I thought this was a little bit bigger. It's just a smidge, but I cut out the old one and lined it up with it. And you know, you can see all the holes that line up perfect through it. So I think it's just where this one's flexed and probably worn out that it seemed like it was a little off. So we'll go ahead and fix this out. Guess we'll go ahead and put our screen on. Let's see if we go this way. Oh, there we go. Screen, base, upper piece, and here. Before we crank that down, let's just make sure we're kind of good everywhere. Actually, I need to come over a little bit. Actually, I might put it inside of that first and see how she does. There we go. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay. And I guess worst case, if this ends up leaking, I'll have to research and find the right one. I guess maybe this is a little bit earlier, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's always something, right? Yep. Okay. So we're cranked on there. That's good. That's good. That part's done there. Well, I figured out what the problem was. If you look, this little notch here, that's supposed to go right to the end to point to your pump and everything like that. Well, when you line this up with this was twisted. It was the other way, so it was lined up like this. So I went and clamped both and twisted it back so it lines them up. So we should be good now. All right, well, I'm an idiot. I wasn't paying attention, just trying to rush. I'm thinking that this went this way, so I flipped this around and it just wasn't wrong. So had to take it apart and do it again, and I finally got it. So got the pin in, and then I got the pin in and forgot where it didn't have the little hook on the inside. It popped out, so it is what it is. So now we can actually reinstall this back the correct way. So we're gonna go this way. Let's see if we can get these started. Okay. Seriously. Oh no, I did it right. Whew. See, I was thinking it goes like this for some reason because that's how it goes in a lot of the cars, but this one actually goes this way. And I thought my ports were on the wrong side. Whew. I was about to not be happy. All right, now let's get our spring on here. All right, spring's on, so we should. Well, there's suction, you hear it? So that's a plus. Let's see if we can get this on top of. Kind of hard to see there. There we go. Let's get a screw in here. Get that tight. Whew. I'm assuming I probably could have rotated the engine some to get wherever that push rod goes to the cam or one of the shafts or something. I don't know. Make it lower? I don't know. Maybe not. All right. Nope. There we go. And our old fuel filler cap vent, it was dinged in and had a hole in it, so we went ahead and got another one, except we got black this time. I didn't really want a chrome one. Does this fit? Oh, it's a little tighter. That's good. There we go. All right. That looks better. Time to take the carb off. We'll see how this goes. I was thinking a lot of the other ones I've seen, this is a Holly 94. It's got Ford stamped on it. So I got a rebuild kit for this. And then you look at the bottom, it's kind of rusty. A lot of these 94s that I've seen, there's another valve over here on this side. I'm going to have to get a socket. But there's not one on this side. It's blocked off, and it looks factory. So I don't know if this is an early 94, possibly. So we're going to see what takes it apart and see. But my thought is if there's a butterfly in here and it's closed, that's why we couldn't get any fuel down to it. That's why it popped twice, because a little bit seeped through. But that's just a thought. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Don't know. But we'll see what we got. All right, so we're disconnected there. Let's see what we got. Well, those, well, it still let some stuff through. All right, let me block that off real quick. I'll just throw a little Ziploc over it for the time being. Yep, there we go. Okay, well, guess we'll start taking this apart. So, yep, we got a 94 model 8BA, and on this side we have the Ford script. So I guess we'll start taking it apart. Well, I'm going to take some time and get all the gaskets and stuff off of here and scraped. Get it soaked in some carb cleaner and let it dry out, and then we'll start on reassembly, hopefully, because it's gross. All right. Whew. I taped off the rusty base and just put a little bit of the aluminum paint on it, so it won't look so bad. It should blend in a little bit. All right, I got the whole kit laid out here for the carb. It says there's a few extra parts, so kind of like multi-fit. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. I'm not going to tape it. If you all want to watch how to assemble one of these, go to that on YouTube to Vintage Speed. I think his name's Charles. There's like a 5 or 6 part series of taking it apart, putting it back together. There's no sense for me to make one if that one's there, and it's great. So I'm going to put this back together and hope we have a functioning carb when we're done. We'll see. So back a little bit. All right. Well, we are rebuilt, and let's see if we get this bad boy on here. Go that way. Now I'll tell you, the accelerator pump and the other one, the sleeve on it was cracked, so that wasn't working. Because I knew I tried to use that to get some of the fuel to come through, it wouldn't work, so that was out. One of the jets that controls was completely clogged, and there's a bunch of gunk in it. A lot of just, it was just bad, so it needed to be rebuilt anyway. So we're good there. Oh, this is just awkward. So we'll get this on. I'm waiting on my line to come for this. I could probably use the other one, but it was just pieced together so much with some copper tube and some hose and hose clamps. So I'm just going to try to clean it up and have one solid copper tube running through it from the pump to carb. I think that'll look pretty nice. Let's see what we got here. These snug. We don't have to crank these, but I'll get back here on this one. I mean, the bottom where I painted it, it's not perfect. It doesn't match that flat, but that's way better than the rust, the old rust color. So I'm okay with it. Man, that's snug. Snug. Ooh, just a little. Oops. Didn't need much. We got the thick gasket on it. All right, so that's that. All right, I guess I'm going to hook up my cables. So we need to get our choke. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, let's get that started. That goes there. We need to take off this. All right, so that's done. That's all hooked up. That's connected. Waiting on our line, our fuel line from the pump to the carb. So then that'll be done. I did get new spark plugs, so I'm gonna go knock those out real quick. I was getting spark before, so it's all right. But I'm going to put some new plugs in it, and then I think that's really it for us to try to start it again. Let's see, gas there. All right, well, I guess we're at the point where we're going to see what we can do. I don't have the fuel, so I'm just going to fill up the bowl here. Got the choke on a little bit, and we'll see what we can, I don't know, what we can do. See if that does anything there. Turn that on. Let's crank it. did that. Hot damn. I might have to have a sit down. Oh, hell. Oh, man. Oh, hear the police. They're coming. They're excited too. Woo. Oh, hell. Did I got everything turned off? Yeah. Oh, shit. Woo. Oh. I don't want to run it too long, just because I don't have any water and stuff hooked up. Holy. Oh. Oh, yes, man. All right, well. I mean, yeah. And for those 3 that unsubscribed, I mean, that hurts. It really does, because I look at those numbers. I hope you resubscribe, because we got it started. It's alive. Which is going to be the title of this video. It's alive. Man. Yes. Yeah, wipe it off my face. Not happening. It runs. It starts. Man. So you can tell the starter was turning over a whole lot quicker versus the old ones. So that's good. Plus the new spark plugs, plus rebuilt the carburetor. Know all the jets and stuff are working. You hit that throttle, both jets shoot out strong now and everything else. So, man, this has left me some sleepless nights, let me tell you. So anyway, we made it. We got to the end of the build, fab build part. So heck yeah, man. Now we're going to start taking this bad boy apart. I'm going to finish welding up the frame. Knock that all out, get the paint frame. See, I'm a little flustered. I'm so excited. Like, better not take my blood pressure right now, because I bet it's all over the place. I'm going to paint the frame. And yeah, get the axles painted, and we're going to start reassembly, get this bad boy back together, and then we'll actually let it sit in it and do something with it. Whew, man. It's been a long trip, man, but we're right at a year build. We're like a week and a half shy of a full year build. And again, there was probably 2 months in there where I didn't work on it because of the weather or sick or whatever. So, but just say a year. That's where we're at. And man, looking back at this, it's yep, making a video. It's cool, very cool. So I appreciate you all watching these and continue coming back. More to come, man. Let's strip it down and get that stuff knocked out, and we'll get reassembly going. Heck yeah. So I appreciate it, and I'll see you next Friday. Have a good one. Thanks.